Hello, tutors. So you're currently going through our training modules for becoming a certified tutor, and this portion of our training is for online tutoring. So our online tutoring software that we use is GoBoard. So let's go straight to that website. So you're going to go to goboard.com. And a side note here, guys, the best operating system that I've found with GoBoard is Google Chrome. Safari doesn't work as well, so download Google Chrome and use that. And the way you start, create a new GoBoard. And once it loads, all right, this is how y'all are going to start. You're going to enable your camera and microphone, and you're going to see me here in a bit. There I am. Hey guys. And for y'all, when you do it, you're going to invite someone to join you. And for the mock session, you'll also invite someone to join you, and your supervisors will tell you who that is. For now, I'm going to enter now and show y'all how GoBoard works. So here we go, guys. This is GoBoard. It looks like a board like this. Right now, I have the pen feature, but let me show y'all how you get all this stuff. So when you right-click, that's how you access all the cool tools on GoBoard. So right now, you have your pointer. This is your point. You're just your plain mouse. You select things here. You can add new pages if you need to. Let's go around. So let's do the pen. That's the most useful feature, I think. So your pen, you can choose different sizes, right? Here we go. You can choose different colors. Different. You can draw whatever you want to draw here. There you go. You can draw everything you want to draw here. You can use that for a variety of subjects. Right now I'm going to show y'all how to tutor for basically every subject. If I don't want all this mess on my board, I have an eraser feature here. I can erase each thing one by one. I can clear an entire sheet. Clear the whole page. Or I could even just add a page if I wanted to and just leave that up there. So when you add a page, you go to a brand new GoBoard here. It's going to be clear. And you can just start from there instead of erasing everything one by one. So let's look at our tools. There's your eraser and your clear function. Here's your undo. Let me show y'all what that undo button does. So say I'm drawing a graph, right? Oh, that's really lopsided. I can just right click, undo, and try again. Make it like as nice as I can get it. There we go. And side note again, for y'all's tutoring online, clearly you can't draw a graph as straight as you can freehand. Computer to draw a graph is a little harder, but your students won't need a super clear graph. They just need to see how to work out problems. So it's okay if your graphs look like lopsided like me. It's totally fine. All right, so let's just go to a new page here, and there we go. It's gone. Let's right-click again and look at our options. Undo, redo. We have our pen and our laser. Okay, this laser feature is cool. Let me draw another one of my perfect graphs here, everybody. There we go. It's pretty good. And that's not as good. Okay. So let's get started. Let's draw a parabola here. There we got our parabola. So when you ask your student, where's the maximum point on my graph, you could draw using one of these, just your pen. A cooler feature I found on GoBoard is you can right-click, go to your laser, and you point right here. This laser feature is just like, how you see in classroom lectures. Sometimes your professor has a laser pointer that they point out on slides and, different things like that. So GoBoard actually offers this so you can show your student, laser moves with you, like that. All right, so now let's go to a new page. Let's keep on going through these awesome tools that GoBoard has for us. And, thank goodness it has a line feature. So line feature here. We can go different sizes. Same thing like our pen, different colors, everything. And you can make better looking graphs. That's a really thin line. But let's see. There we go, right? That's a much nicer looking graph. And say we want to show a continuous graph going there. You can do that. Say you have a number line unrelated to this graph. I have a number line or something, Oops, that's not lopsided, but we can take care of that. Let's undo. The graph changed colors for some reason, but alright. There we go. You can do a continuous line. A dotted line on this graph, I can do a dotted line all the way up through this graph. And then I can ask my students, you know, what is this point right here? So, I mean, you can number this and everything, but if y'all are keeping up with how I am, you know, utilizing all of these different features in my right-click box, and this is basically all the basics you need for GoBoard. Everything is right here. And there's a text feature here, guys. You know, you can type something. How are you? You know, enter it. You can type, you know, I love, all caps, math. But, you know, we request our students to you know, have a webcam and a mic, so you can just communicate via this little camera, you know, right here in the corner. So you don't really need to worry about this text feature unless you just find a situation where you need to use it. All right, guys, that covers all the basics here with GoBoard. This is everything you basically need for any tutoring subject. Everything's basically right here. But let's go to some subject specific. So add a new page. Here's our subject specific. You go to your little right click and go to more. So we have, you know, general stuff, shapes, math. You know, math, have your graphing calculator, number line, regular calculator. Chem, you have like your bond drawing tool, curved arrows. You know, physics we don't use as much. It's just the shapes, and they're trying to add more to physics, and they're trying to add more to our business section. But general, let's start with general. So shapes here. Thank you, little blue ribbon. We have all these shapes we can do. Once again, you can choose the color. So, you know, I want a red circle, and I want a blue triangle. And, you know, how about one of these purple right angle triangles? So this is just to show y'all, you know, there's a shape feature on here. This right triangle is really useful, actually, because you can actually, you know, go back to your pen feature. You know, that's a right angle. You know, what's that angle if this angle is, you know, 35? You know, you can do things like this for your students, for geometry, pre-cal, most likely, you know, solving situations like this. All right, guys. This can be a lot, guys, but you know, just practice. You know, watch this tutorial a few times if you need to. Take some notes. Let's go look some more things. So export. You don't really need this, but let me show you. Export. You can actually export the entire GoBoard that you're working on. So this whole thing is considered a GoBoard, and you know, see it downloaded right here. We don't really need that. You can use. You might need it for future references if you're, excuse me, if your student asks you for you know, a copy of the GoBoard. Let's keep looking, guys. So background grid. We already have a background grid going on here, but you can choose to have no grid. You can change up the grid. You can make it like that. Different colors if you want to. It's really bright. But you know, you can do things like this if you need to. Once again, this is not a necessary feature of GoBoard, but let's keep looking. Image file, you guys won't have to use that. The only situation where you might need a file from a student is, you know, peer reviewing a paper they have, but we request students to actually email papers if that's the case. So you don't really need this feature. This is super useful graphing calculator. This is actually, you know, in our math section as well. Let's go ahead and look at it. So we have a real graphing calculator from Desmos, and you can actually type here. So let me give this software a really complicated function because it's a computer, and let's challenge it. All right, so 3x to the third. You know, the little up. The way I did this exponent, you know, it's Shift 6 on my computer. It's just that little up caret that you'll have on your computers. You know, so 3x plus 4 plus, you know, 7x minus 11. All right, let's see what this does. You know, insert graph. Let's see. And ta-da, it's here, right? We have this nice graph actually graphed out. You don't have to look at my ugly handwriting. But here we go. We have a graph here that the student is confused about. So we graphed it on our graphing calculator. Let's say we want to ask the student where this graph crosses 0, or crosses the x-axis. We can right-click. Let's go to our little laser, cool little laser, and, you know, click right there. So it crosses, you know, right about at 1. So, I mean, you know, that graph function, you can really use it for, you know, for anything. The graphing calculator is actually quite useful. for many tutoring sessions. All right, that page. Let's go on to the next cool tab that we have. So we did the graphing calculator. You know, Wolfram Alpha, I mean, you don't really need that for a tutoring session. That's like an independent resource, actually. But you can refer students to Wolfram Alpha. Number line, you know, we had that number line here. There we go. You know, it's basically just a plain old number line. You can change colors. You can change the numbers it goes by. But, you know, there's not much to that number line there. Another interesting feature I found here, though, is the calculator. So you can show students in real time how you are computing some equation. So if they're confused on how you enter something into a calculator, you know, you can type it in here. You're like 35 plus 6. You know, basic, but you know, some math equations do get more complicated, and it's nice to have this calculator that both of you can use. All right, guys, so let's go to our next tab, Chem. All right, chemistry is a very popular subject for all of us. We all know that. So this is probably the most useful tool here, that bond drawing tool. So chemistry, we all love chemistry, all right? So here we go. We have that little atom, whatever. Let's do a white, white. You know, you can do that going away, going to. We all know these different bonds that occur with, basic chem stuff. Another interesting way you can use this, actually, guys, is get my pen. You know, C. Now let's go to our chem. Bond drawing. And, you know, C is carbon. You know, we got that thing going away from it. We got this thing, coming to it. And then we got a single bond here. You know, let's do our CH3. Go back to our pen. You know, we have an H here. H here. You know, this is no chem. You know, you'll get into it in Gen Chem some, but I'm sure you all have seen this before. Shaded in bonds, dotted bonds, and you know, the straight plain old bond. You know, the planar chemistry. So you guys, we can. This is just a useful tool for chem, especially online, because sometimes chem is difficult to tutor online. So, you know, we have our nice little handy-dandy chem tab and GoBoard that you can show everything you need to show. And guys, physics, you know, physics, we just have the shape feature again. It's that same old shape feature from the general tab. Let's go to a new page. But there's not really much you can do with physics. Let's clear this page, actually, and then we'll add one. You can only go to 8 pages on GoBoard, side note. But, I mean, you know, it's the same thing with physics. You can't really, physics is not as developed on this website yet. But, you know, the main things, chem, I feel like chem and math are our biggest subjects, actually, that we tutor in most tutoring centers. But, you know, physics, you can use your basic tools that we went over at the beginning of this tutorial. And try and do that. Same with business, all right? The insert table stuff. But, you know, aside from that, you know, inserting a table here. All right, guys, you know, that's about it with GoBoard. Let me show you. You know, you can clear pages if you need to. You can just clear all these pages if you ever need to do that. That's about it with GoBoard, guys. So now what y'all are gonna do is, upon completion of this tutorial, once you grasp everything, you know, feel free to watch it a few more times. Once you grasp everything, your supervisor will give you an email to link to this, to invite someone here, and then you will continue your training session. Good luck to everyone with training, you know, happy tutoring, and we'll see y'all later.